In a small village at the edge of a lush forest lived a young boy named Karim. Karim was known for his cheerful spirit and his talent with animals. He had a little farm where he raised chickens and goats, spending his days with them and tending to the crops. Yet, despite his outer happiness, Karim carried a burden no one could see, a battle of thoughts that plagued his mind. Each day, as the first rays of sunlight kissed the earth, Karim would wake up early and set out to tend to his animals. But as he walked through the fields, whispers echoed in his mind. "You're not as strong as your father," they would say. "You're just pretending to know what you're doing. You'll fail, just wait and see." These thoughts followed him wherever he went. Even when he smiled at the villagers, those whispers were there, hidden beneath his cheerful mask. What if you mess up? What if your goats wander off? Or the crops fail? He would think. And as much as he tried to ignore them, the more the thoughts grew louder. One day, the village elders chose Karim to help guide the harvest festival, a special event where the whole village came together to celebrate the season's harvest. Karim was both honored and terrified. The festival was a big responsibility, and he couldn't shake the feeling that he wasn't capable. As the day of the festival approached, the thoughts only became louder. What if you ruin everything? What if people laugh at you? They screamed at him, louder than ever before. He almost wanted to quit, but something deep inside him, like a flicker of light in a dark room, told him to continue. On the day of the festival, as Karim was preparing the final touches, he noticed an old man sitting alone near the village square. The man was calm, his eyes peaceful, and he seemed unfazed by the commotion around him. Karim walked over and sat beside him, feeling an overwhelming need for guidance. The old man smiled and said, "You carry too much noise in your heart, my child." Karim was surprised. "What do you mean?" he asked. The old man continued, "When the world is loud, your thoughts become even louder. But you must learn to notice them without letting them control you. Just like the wind blows, it's not something you can stop, but you can choose which direction you allow it to move you." Karim listened intently, trying to understand. But what if the thoughts are too loud to ignore? The old man gently pointed to the village square, where the children were laughing, the musicians played, and the villagers worked together to set up the feast. "See? The noise is always there, but it doesn't stop them from enjoying the day." Later that day, as Karim led the villagers through the festival, the old man's words echoed in his mind. The thoughts returned, trying to whisper doubt and fear. But this time, Karim didn't argue. He simply noticed them, like clouds drifting across the sky, passing by without causing any harm. As the festival came to an end, Karim felt a strange sense of peace. The thoughts still came, but they no longer held power over him. The festival was a success, and the villagers praised him, not for his perfection, but for his calm and confidence. Karim had learned that peace didn't come from silencing the noise, but from learning to live with it, without letting it control his life. Years later, people spoke of Karim not just as a talented farmer, but as a wise man who could help others find peace in their own minds. He had learned that true strength was not in battling every thought, but in knowing when to let them pass by. From this story, we learn that negative thoughts may come into our minds, which can diminish our courage and self-confidence. However, these thoughts are not the truth of our lives. They simply come and go. If we don't give these thoughts importance and don't allow them to change our life's path, we can experience peace and strength. Peace does not come by shutting off these thoughts, but by letting them pass without giving them importance. In any crisis or challenge in life, when we find peace within ourselves, we can handle them with ease. Therefore, we should try not to let these thoughts affect our lives, so we can remain steadfast in front of them.